Sonali and Lata and all the faculty is doing a wonderful job, and they are doing a very good coverage on the spectrum of pediatric. I'll just go through that. Sorry for not introduction. I'm part of your family. Okay. And we know that mortality being this said in pediatric, we are worried about third wave, but it is even though it is there third wave, but we are seeing in the second wave only all the problems. Mortality even though 0.2%, but we should be careful. And 80% experience the mild illness, but moderate to severe disease, we can't neglect it. My slides are seen. Slides are seen.
Yes, sir. We can see.
Okay. Okay, but still when we are talking, we talk about the pandemic, but it's a big burden. When it comes to pediatrics, it is not like adults. Okay. But we should know when to suspect. A child with a history of contact is very important. Or if they have mild symptoms like fever, sore throat, cough, malaise, fatigue, breathlessness is important. In adolescent, we can get loss of smell and taste. And they do have associated diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain. And if they go to MIC, which we are worried, they can go for rashes, shock, and seizure and drowsiness. But majority, it is asymptomatic. But it is not that all the tests we should do for the patients. We should do only for the selected ones. Also good. For the symptomatic positive, or if you are worrying that for a demographic data or for planning and programming. But patient with comorbidities in children, like chronic diseases like kidney, heart, liver, lung diseases, diabetes, and obesity, malignancy, severe malnutrition, immunocompromised state, children should be given a lot of importance. It is a quick test is we can do rapid antigen test. It is very useful, but it is not the gold standard. But you can do categorize whether they are positive or further treatment. You can do rapid antigen test, RT-PCR gold standard. When you are thinking of symptomatic, mild symptomatic, or if you are thinking severe one, please go ahead with RT-PCR. Of course, if you are thinking of MISC, multisystemic inflammatory response, you can think of doing COVID-19 antibodies. See, PCR will be positive in the initial phase. Then hello, ಬರ್ತೀರಾ one ನಿಮಿಷ. And PCR will be positive. Later, what happens in the antibody, IgM antibodies will come fast and then wanes up, and IgG antibodies will remain for long time. If you want to do any other test, ಇದು ನಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Okay, that's about the diagnostic test. Okay, this is the diagnostic algorithm. If there is antigen is positive, it is positive. If it is the negative, confirmation is by RT-PCR. But I want to give a word about CT scan. CT scan, please don't unnecessarily in pediatric what we did in adults. It is indicated only in suspected if it is a moribund symptoms with negative RT-PCR, acutely sick children with breathlessness, or patient with known severe 19 disease with a deterioration, do the test. Otherwise, it is of no use. What is the management of mild asymptomatic? Very important is don't worry about positivity or negativity is the CT value or anything, but give importance to the patient education and home quarantine for next 10 to 14 days. What is that? We should have and important thing is educate the parents how to deal with these children. If it is a mild disease, how to treat this patient. What is the mild criteria? It is a fever, sore throat, rhinorrhea, cough, diarrhea, vomiting, pain abdomen. Management is once again here, there is no role of anything. I want to stress anything here. It is only paracetamol, no role of zinc, steroid, antivirals, nothing is important. Don't do any investigation. If fever persists for more than 3 to 4 days, do CBC, CRP, urine routine to rule out other condition. But here important is home isolation and important is document the negative RT-PCR and but what is that? But there is no need to do the negative PCR test to rule out. Okay, that is what important. But initially, just check whether positive or negative. And important thing is explain the mother about the dangerous signs like looking for chest pain, drying, nasal flare, bluish discoloration, cold extremities, and poor urine report. And decreased activity is also very important, or a convulsion. All those things are very important. Altered sensorium, seizure, means that says that mild patient has become moderate. That is the time you should do this investigation to rule out other condition. No need of chest ear, just a close monitoring. If you think any suspicious other bacterial infection, give the antibiotics. Otherwise, there is no role of remdesivir or steroid. But what is the red flags in already explained? If it is a fever of 5 days, saturation is less than 90%, poor oral intake, decreased activity, decreased output of the red flags, please inform the mother. And if the patient has got chronic immunocompromised rate, there also should be given lot of importance. And as such, moderate disease, it is from the mild to moderate, they have progressed, they'll have fast breathing, like more less than 2 months, 60 per minute, 2 to 12 months, 50 per minute, 1 to 5, 40 per minute, more than 5, 30 minutes, and they'll be desaturating. Here you do the other tests like inflammatory markers, D-dimer is useful, and do the coagulation profile. And that is the time you can admit the patient in ward and ICU. Mother should be there, less than 10 years, mother should be there. Take her consent about the importance about the whether she may be negative, but she has to be there to take care of the baby, and she may become positive, but with all the precaution measures, we should protect her, and she has to be there. And important thing is saturation is very important. Here there is a role of steroid, 0.15 mg per kg does you can give in the moderate disease, but still there is no role of remdesivir unless it is indicated. Government has given clearly very good data that no role of remdesivir antibiotic only if it requires amoxicillin clavinic acid. Coming to the severe pneumonia, where they'll have cyanosis, desaturation, everything, that is the time they may go for ARDS and shock. And this is the time you can give CRP, ferritin, procalcitonin, LDH. Here there comes the role of CRP, ferritin, procalcitonin, LDH, and D-dimer, and coagulation profile. And here comes the role of important is the supportive care oxygen, or if it requires you can give high frequency nasal cannula, or if it requires, if you have to give the intubation. Steroids are required. Remdesivir once again if it require anticoagulation only if it is a case of obesity and other risk factor. These are all the profile. But what is that I want to say? It is the maintenance of hydration, maintenance of the oxygen is very important. Maintain the saturation of 195. There is a role of steroid, but there is no role of other remdesivir or other medication. Anticoagulation can be given. But when it comes to MASC, you can give, there is immunoglobulins can be given. Otherwise, there is no, and it is indicated in any case. Immunoglobulin, you can give 2 mg per kg. Discharge criteria is once again is you should be asymptomatic, fever for 3 days should not be there, maintaining the saturation for more than 94%, and no need of a negative discharge, and you should be isolated for 14 to 7 days. This is the guidelines for isolation. Of course, we have explained already. Mother should be taken care of nutrition, maintenance of hydration, and teach her about the red flag signs. This is a multisystem inflammatory response. Nowadays, after 3 to 4 weeks of illness, patient comes with fever, rashes, breathlessness, decreased oral output, or sometimes like pancreatitis, severe pain abdomen. Sometimes it looks like it is got they got acute appendicitis, or neurologically they may have lethargy, encephalopathy, and seizures. So this is the time we should do antibodies. Already I said COVID antibodies are important, and as well as if the D-dimer, ferritin, and fibrinogen. Here important is once again admit the patient, do the investigation, and treatment of choice is once again important is IVIG already said, along with steroid methylprednisolone and methylprednisolone 1 to 2 mg per kg, IVIG 2 mg per kg for 24 to 48 hours is very, very important. If there is no role, if there is a poor response, you can go for tocilizumab. So what I mentioned is mild to moderate, there is no mild, nothing is there. Watch for the dangerous and moderate, there is a role of steroid, and severe, there is a role of steroid and maintenance of oxygen. If it is MASC, give immunoglobulins. So these are the discharge criteria, but after discharge, keep a follow-up on their cardiac issues. If they may, our obese children may go for cardiac related issues, coronary syndromes, or a respiratory compromise too. So we should monitor them for 3 to 4 weeks because they may have post-COVID illness. So since special situation in the newborn, all the newborns should be given the proper care. Kangaroo mother care should be practiced. She has to be given the vaccination. Baby has to be given vaccination. Very rarely they may land up with MASC sometime, and breastfeeding should be continued with all the care. That's very important. Vertical transmission is very, very rare. So already mentioned about breastfeeding and immunization. Immediately give BCG can be given within a day, and hepatitis B, polio can be given within 15 days. So in chronic conditions like chronic renal failure, please, if you got a nephrotic syndrome or a thing, stress steroid can be given 0.5 mg per kg, and they have to be admitted because these are all the conditions. They are immunocompromised, like hematological condition like febrile neutropenia or fever with neutropenia. And with ANC of less than 1020, they should be admitted. Better to give and see the issues. And important thing, what we are not focusing nowadays is about psychosocial issues. I'm sure next speaker is going to talk about that. Each and we should think of immediate and long-term effect because of the online learning, family isolation, family death, and as well as addiction. They'll have fear, difficulty, social isolation, sleep issues, missing out of hobbies, violence, and extensive mobile use. And check for the leg flag signs. In the children, they'll not tell anything. They'll be having for asking for bottle, thumb sucking, or diarrhea-like symptoms. Misbehavior can be seen in adolescent. They'll have mood swings, poor self-esteem, remaining aloof. All those things are there. Please check. I am sure next speaker is going to take up all those issues. And so many children are neglected in this long chronic psychological issues. They are neglected like ASD, ADHD. We should start them if they are on antipsychotic. We should start them. Recently, we lost one of the institution lost one patient because they stopped the medication of desperation and thalassemia. They stopped the flare up of psychological issues because they stopped the abrupt medication. There are the issues, and very important is their nutrition is taken care. Their psychological issues, good sleep, family atmosphere should be very important. Don't give too much stress on the academics. Of course, they should be there in the touch with the academics, but that should not be the main criteria nowadays. And think of gadget and related cybercrime, cyberbullying is also going on. Cyber post-COVID is very important. Think of the immunization and coordinate with other departments like cardiology, neurology, neuropsychiatric evaluation is very, very important. So vaccination, the children are now already 4 centers are working on the vaccination, and initial phase 12 for 18 years, then followed by 6 to 11 years, then 2 to 7 years it is going to come. Already started. Of course, so many has come forward, and we are going to get good result by this year. That will start in full swing. For sure, we should give a lot of importance to vaccine. One of my friends is doing the vaccination related. So this is about the vaccination. So concerns are, once again, nutrition is a very, very big problem. We should take care of the nutrition because they'll land up with problems. And Kawasaki like illness or MS is a big problem. Please take care of it. And learning is a big issue that should be adjusted as per the guidelines as well as the pandemic rules. That is very important. So we are already prepared in our hospital, also in the community hospitals. Everything is being started with the Department of Pediatrics and nursing. Everybody and the management is doing a lot of work on the first phase how to tackle right from ward, ICU, and dependency area. And I'm wonderful. Nursing team is doing a lot of work. Nursing college also they are prepared already. Their medication protocols, everything very well designed. And this is the preparation. So finally, it is the prevention to see the smile. That's about pediatric COVID. I'll be happy to answer anything later or any questions. If you put it in the box, I'll send it to you because my schedule was because a lot of work is there. I'm missing. But don't think of asymptomatic patient. Treat mild cases at home. Moderate cases should be admitted, and severe cases maintain the oxygenation. Early intervention with HFNC or anything. And MSC, don't forget to start IVIG important. Think of nutrition, think of vaccination, think of breastfeeding. Okay, and follow-up is very, very post-COVID follow-up is very important. Thank you all. Hello, Lata, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your
thank you.
informative session.
Thank you.
Actually, we have many questions in a chat box.
Please.
Yes.
Can you mail any one or two questions there? I'll take it now only.
Yes, sir. Only 3 questions are there.
Yeah, please ask me.
They're asking like routine vaccination during COVID pandemic.
Yeah, should be given. Should be given. All the vaccines should be given. They should not be withholded. But between if they got COVID vaccine, 15 days gap should be there.
Okay, sir. Then does coronavirus cross the placenta? Will it affect the newborn?
No, it will not cross. As
Okay,
of
sir.
today's explanation.
Okay, sir. One more question, sir.
Please tell me. One more question.
Sir, for post-COVID effects on children, sir.
Post-COVID, we don't know, but post-COVID, one is important. We should not miss the Kawasaki Electric Car MAC. That is very important. And we don't know the nutrition part of it. And we don't know the behavioral part of it. We should have a cardiac evaluation or the respiratory evaluation is very, very important. Very, very important.
Okay, sir. Is there any details on COVID vaccination for children in India, sir?
Yeah, it is going on already. For two companies have given the approval and 4 centers have started with already vaccine from 6 to 12 years, 12 to 18 years.
Okay, sir. Only this many questions we have in chat box, sir. Thank you for your patience and
Thank you.
explaining in detail. Actually, we could have gone more detail about your this content, sir.
Because
Actually.
of the technical issues and other things, we'll get back once again any doubts and we'll do one more program. And
Yes, sir.
I'd like to thank Naseem Principal, Jadhav and your team, Lata and your pediatric HOD. Everybody has done a wonderful job. It is one, COVID is management is like a family. Everybody should contribute and we'll prepare ourselves and we'll do a good job.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. We'll contact you later, sir, for a further session, sir. Thank you very
Thank you.
much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good. ನಂಗೆ 12 ಸಿಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ನಿನ್ ನಂಬರು ಹಲೋ ಅಶ್ವಿನಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ಮೂವರು ಬನ್ನಿ
Dear participant, we have next session at 12 o'clock. So, from Dr. Aravind, sir, from Niman. So, he'll be going to deal about psychosocial aspect of children during pandemic. Be in team, this one, WebEx only. So, he'll be starting at 12 o'clock.